Hello. Hi. Sorry I can't give you guys a little bit more notice. I don't know who's here. If nobody's here, then I'm a bounce. Let me give it like 10 minutes. Hey, no more. We have to hang out soon, no more. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Tony. I don't know when I'm gonna get done doing what I'm doing, so I can't give you guys really notice at the time. Hello. And then last time I knew I was gonna be. Hey, Sunglass. I knew I was gonna be I knew I was gonna be available, but then I set it up and I couldn't make it start. Anyway, hey Michelle, hi Ivan. Hey Richard. How you guys doing? What's going on? Hello, Ed1. Hello from the UK. How's it going in the UK, Ed? I heard I was reading I saw some headlines. I don't know the whole story, but I heard that they're gonna try and put Tommy Robinson back in jail again. Live fast, die young. Hello. Yeah, they haven't shut me down. Hey, Susan B. You're in Austin? Hello, JR. Hello, Matthew. Did I get everybody so far? Yeah, I'm still here. I just, yeah, I mean, I'm prepared. I'm prepared that they're going to start shutting my channel down. I don't know when. I'm just going to stay until I get kicked off, you know? But I'm not going to censor myself. So, as you know, all the conservative libertarians, people that aren't, following the associative narrative are getting kicked off. But I also am for health freedom. Hey, Chris. Hey, Ed. Hey, God. My God is Yahweh. Rouge R. Michael 206. Anyway, what is it saying? But I'm also in the health freedom movement and talking about the dangers of vaccines. So I think they're going to, they seem like they're going to go out after us a little bit harder. I was on my friend's channel, Liam Sheff. He passed away last year. He was a guy I wrote the song for. He was a really good friend of mine. And I actually spent in the last few hours grabbing some of his videos because I think they're gonna, just start shutting channels down just in case. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but I doubt it. Hi there. You need a couple of million subscribers so you can quit your day job. I know. I really would like another source of income to fund this because I joke about having that $200 million donation, but the thing is, when people donate that much money to you, you're controlled. So unless it's like a person that's like a billionaire and he just wants to, give me some money, or she wants to just give me some money before they die and with no strings attached, then, then I'll take it. But I mean, if even if I was donating to somebody, but they want to talk about how it's great to be a social justice warrior or how great vaccines were, I wouldn't want to donate to them either. So it's part of human nature, when you give a bunch of money to somebody, you kind of want them to promote your values and your ideals. So, is it buffering bad? Is it bad? I don't know. So now Kamala say we should legalize prostitution. Are you serious? No. Happy Saturday, Tara. No buffering. Okay. Some people get buffering, some don't. I think I'm fine. I actually have 5G, even though I made a video about how bad it is. But it's in my neighborhood. I turn my Wi-Fi off though when I go to sleep. Hey, thanks, E-Rock. I appreciate it. I turn my Wi-Fi off when I go to sleep. And I don't go through the TSA scanners, and I haven't had a microwave in over 15 years. So I try to avoid radiation as much as I can, even though we're still swimming in it. Yeah. So yeah, it's weird because I know I put up those vaccine videos, and I knew when I do that, I'm gonna lose subscribers because it's a really controversial subject. But I noticed I lost a lot, but I didn't get a lot of bad comments. And I didn't get a lot of downvotes. So I'm just like, how did I lose, like, I think I had over 230, so now I'm at 102, 20,000, but I'm thinking I lost maybe like 80 subscribers. But I didn't get a lot of downvotes, a lot of negative comments. So, oh, thank you so much. Thanks, Tara. I appreciate it. That is true about Kabbalah backing the legalization of prostitution. The boys would assume that it's acceptable to disrespect women when they're older. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. So I think, what am I trying to say? Was it weeks? About a month ago. I was super busy. I didn't put any videos up for weeks, so there was no way I could have offended anybody. And I just woke up and YouTube, like, there was 100 people that just unsubscribed, and I was just like, YouTube did that because I didn't piss anybody off. So I don't, I know they're taking away subscribers. I'm just trying to figure out who I authentically offend and get mad and they leave, which is fine, or or they're just taking away subscribers as well. So, because usually if you have a lot of people unsubscribe, you'll have people like to write soliloquies and shit about like how much you offended them before they bounce. Most of the time, they'll give you a whole short story about like why they're leaving, or they'll downvote you. They'll just downvote you. So I don't know. I was confused. Anyway, are they turning American into something? They're turning American. Yeah. YouTube believes that those who manipulate are truly wrong. They like lowering the views as well. Yeah. So, sorry, I'm trying to keep all the comments. They like lowering the views as well. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Just today, I tried to school somebody who got the flu and still got the flu. The flu shot and still got the flu. Oh man, there are people that they'll get the flu shot and they'll be like, I just got the flu shot, but I got the flu, but I don't have the flu because my doctor is okay. They're so addicted to that authority figure to tell them what to think and how to live. It's sickening, but don't they report? I don't think they unsubscribe. The rumor stated that YouTube has done some funny stuff to his channel too. Yeah. Kamala said she was too short. I was glad to get the shot when I was on active duty and got sick most of the time. Wow, Tara, are you in the military, Tara? I just found out some interesting info about my family after watching your videos. It's my to turn. Oh wow. What? What? Your grandfather died? I'm so sorry. Oh, it makes me so mad. I hate those people so much. So much. So your grandfather, do you know, Rouge R, if your grandfather was in that whole the 1976 swine flu epidemic? Do you guys know about that? You can probably still Google, YouTube or Google it. There's when 60 Minutes was more honest, they did a whole like expose on that, how they were trying to promote this whole the plague is coming, that the swine flu is coming, you better go get the shot. And a lot of people got paralyzed and they died. And this is when you can sue the pharmaceutical industry. So they were able to sue. I only got the flu shot once and then it was sick for 10 days. High dose liposomal vitamin C therapy. I've heard of that. There's a guy in Japan who's he had success. I can't think of his name, but he had success treating people that had high doses of radiation when they were working around Fukushima. And he's been also helping a lot of the Gardasil girls, and he's been using the liposomal vitamin C therapy. Yeah, the only flu shot I take is ACV. Yeah, that does good. I do a lot of with apple cider vinegar. I do a lot of what do you call those? Ascorbic acid, the vitamin C powder. That's what I take every day. Wow. Yeah. Oh, you're in the Navy. I never got the flu shot again, and I hardly ever get cold as a result. Yeah, I know, right? What did we do before? Thank you, Shinla. Thank you, Sunglass. What did you do before, right? What did people do before the flu shot? Like, how did we survive hundreds of thousands of years before the flu shot? If it was so bad, wouldn't we have died? What do you think of Jesse Lee Peterson? I cursed him out in the comments today for a nappy hair comment he made. I think he's ignorant as hell. He made a nappy hair comment. Oh no. I don't know. Like, he seems okay. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. I like how he goes around asking people, do they love white people? That's so funny. Like, who asks people that? He'll just be talking to you, and you should be like, do you love white people? I mean, that's the only thing I know. I've seen him a couple times. I think that, I don't know. I don't have a bad opinion of him, but I've only seen a little bit of his work. Here's the deal. So if I get, probably by next month, I have a couple of vaccine videos I'm working out that I think are going to piss a lot of people off. And if I don't get kicked off, then I will, I found a software that I can use where I can take calls so I can talk to people. So, and by that time I should have enough money anyway to take calls. So I'm planning on doing that. What was a comment that Jesse Lee Peterson made about the nappy hair? I have nappy hair. I'm teaching at a very vaccine pushing elementary school, and these students have been sick every week. No exaggeration. Musical cynic. Yeah, I used to teach. I was a long-term sub for years before I became like an English teacher, and I used to teach kindergarten. And that's when all the kids would get their vaccinations before school, and a lot of kids were sick at the beginning of the school year. I started to notice that. And I took a lot of vitamin C. I washed my hands a lot. Probably could have washed my hands a little more than I did. But, you know, kids 5 years old are always picking their nose. You know, there's poop and snot and gross stuff everywhere. And because I was healthy, I still didn't get sick. And I used to get sick all the time. Oh yeah, no one. Oh, okay, Rujar. He died in 2004, so this is fairly recently. You sound like my family at Rujar. Like, people don't like to talk about the deaths. I guess a lot of people aren't, but yeah, I'm sure she feels bad. She doesn't know. So I'm sorry. Let me read his comment. So I asked, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, or man or woman. Sorry, Rujar. So they were saying that their grandfather died of the flu shot. And I asked if it was during the swine flu epidemic. He said, no, he actually died in 2004. So this is recently. However, no one really talked about his death, so I didn't know the real facts. My aunt talked him into it. I'm sure she feels bad. I'm sure she feels bad. But she didn't know. You know, I think, you know, when I was because I'm asthmatic and I've gotten so much better. And I used to have a jacked up immune system. I get sick like all the time. And every year there'd be people in my family, like my uncle, my aunt, my mom, they would all call me and be like, did you get your flu shot? Thank you, OJ. Did you get your flu shot? Did you get your flu shot? And I did for a while until I was like, I'm getting sick after I moved out on my own. I wasn't living at home. I guess I would get it because I was at home. But then when I went to college, I was like, I always get sick. I'm not getting the flu shot anymore. Really? He talks with the natural hair comments. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I noticed a lot of people who are like pro-black and pro-blackness, but when they're people with natural hair, they're not as pro-black as they claim to be. But even when I straighten my hair, my parents never. I'm lucky. Like, my parents never were into that good hair, bad hair, light skin, dark skins, pretty eyes stuff. Like, my parents never like bought into that. When I went to like from about kindergarten to 5th grade, most of my friends were like Latino and Asian. And then when I was in junior high, I started going to school around more black kids. And that's when that stuff started to pop out. It's sad. It's like mostly Black people kind of perpetuate that. And when I started that, like talking that way and having that, my parents had shut that down so fast. They are not about that shit. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Jesse Peterson. That's sad. That's sad. Oh, you can't wait. Oh, that makes me say thank you. You can't wait for the vaccine videos. That makes me feel. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys like it because I was like, this guy was like, "Are you gonna make this a vaccine channel? Because I'm bored." I was like, "Well, I'm not keeping you here. I don't think the unsubscribe button is really that hard to find, you know." But it's sad because I just think that I just thought I should start. When we started I had the podcast with my friend and I, we would talk about it a lot, but we kind of stopped and, we went on because there's so many things going on. It's not just the vaccine issue, but I think this is a big one because they're right now, they're trying to censor, just like shut down anti-vax pages or even natural health pages because they're saying that it's a health risk and we're promoting misinformation, which is they're the ones that are doing that. And then they're also trying to mandate vaccines. So in Argentina, I said this in one of my videos, but I don't know if you guys know what just happened in Argentina a few days ago. They passed a law where you can't get your driver's license renewed or you can't get your passport unless you have your up-to-date with your vaccinations. They have a vaccination card, and this is like for adults. So I think they're going to try something like that here. Like they're not going to go around just yet with, vans vaccinating people who aren't vaccinated, but they're going to try and get our medical information cataloged, and they're going to make it harder for us to do stuff. And one of the reasons I got out of teaching was because I saw this coming, and I know they're going to make these fake outbreaks, and they're going to be like, oh, well, and now that they're taking away the exemptions in some states and they still have outbreaks, they're going to blame it on the teachers now. Now the teachers have to get vaccinated, right? Because all the students are vaccinated. Oh, it's the teachers. The teachers aren't up to date in their vaccination. What? Oh, a delivery man came into the school and spread it. So, we had a foreign exchange student or a legal immigrant. So everybody's going to have to get vaccinations, and that's what they want. So with all the health problems I have, and as far as I've come with my health, never again, never again. Even if I went to a remote place in Africa where everybody had Ebola, AIDS, and like yellow fever, and I had to go there, I would still not get vaccinated. So, like, share, subscribe. You don't say it enough. I don't. Because I just think if people will like it, they'll just subscribe. Like, I just don't want to I don't know. I know that's a psychological way. And even in other people's videos, I have been watching their videos and I like their videos. And then they say that and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, I'm a subscriber. I'm like, so I do. Maybe I should say that. Thank you, OJ Quinlinton. Yeah, I'm sure Jesse has some hate issues. But that's rampant in a lot of people, right? You think about society, like Black people have a lot of hate issues, and now it's white people that like the whole white guilt thing. Like I hate to see that. Just because I was a teacher too, and I can't think of even children feeling that way. It doesn't serve anybody to live in a society where even if it's like one race that has a self-hate issue, it doesn't serve anybody else because if you're insecure about yourself, you're not going to be good to other people. So, Owen Benjamin did this really good video. I think it was a Prager University. And he was like, I have sons and I don't want them growing up that. I was like, exactly. Like, I don't want my family, my children's, my friends' children having self-hate issues, but I look as healthy as a horse. I'm working on it. I worked a lot. Yeah, that sucks that I didn't know that about Jesse Lee Peterson. I literally cannot straighten my hair all of the time because it falls out in the sink. Tara Hilms. Oh, okay. Tara Hilms, you watch a lot of natural videos. I got frustrated one day and I was like, I should just make this I just do natural hair channel. They get so many views. They have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and all they're doing is like their hair and showing natural hair tricks. I'm like, I should do that if I wanted to make money. Why are people so sensitive? You can make fun of white people. It doesn't bother me at all. I get it, but I mean, like, I just think that for all the non-black people in the chat, I'm gonna just explain something. The hair issue in the black community is so bad. There were people that will go without eating and get their hair done. There were people that would be going into debt for their hair. There are, not to mention the chemicals in the products that are used, have been linked to fibroids in black women. If you've ever heard that black women have a lot high fibroid tumors, have a high risk of fibroid tumors, I don't think that it's because we're black. I think it's because of our habits. I think that has to do with a lot of races. When they say a certain race has this, leans towards a high, risk for getting this disease. I think it has to do with more their habits instead of like their race. And for black people, it's so bad. Plus, when you the weaves and stuff are so bad. The glue that comes in the hair, it rips your hair out. So like Naomi Campbell has no hair. I don't know if she was able to grow it back, but her hair is destroyed because she would do these she'd have to have different hair for modeling and stuff, but she would do these the glued in weaves. They would glue in her hair. It rips your hair out. It's just, I mean, it's so bad. It's so bad. And it has to do with a lot of self-esteem. It has to do with a lot of health issues as well. And plus the Koreans own like the black hair market. If black people had any, business sense, they would be taken over. Like I don't understand why a different culture has a monopoly on natural hair. It's $1 billion industry. And this is money that we can be putting into other things, like, helping the neighborhood, but there are people that want to put it into hair products. But yeah, I'm not that sensitive either, Tony. I just want a tangent. Yeah, okay, that's crazy. I saw a video about some dumb lady in Louisiana crying racism because she found her hair covered in pollen, and thought somebody spray painted her car. He said something about her nappy afro. See, there's also that. There's also people, it's like they don't have a larger vocabulary other than racism, Pollen, somebody, that's crazy. Yeah, they're just people too that just want to cry. I love it when I see black women with her natural hair. I would also say that it's funny, since I went natural, the type of men that I have attracted have been less shallow. Just because I thought when I had a weave, when I straightened my hair, I wasn't being true to myself. And I think when you're not true to yourself, you also attract people that aren't as true to yourself or to themselves. That makes sense. Plus, I couldn't do shit. Like, I couldn't go swimming. I like to swim. I was always afraid. Like, they're like, when you get weaves and you can't really do shit. You have to be like always worried about your hair. So I felt like very restricted. I felt very enslaved. And now, thank God for YouTube, because there's so many badass like natural hair channels with tricks and stuff. And people, I mean, women will get serious too. I've learned about chemistry and science just by, creating, like, making my own hair products, or learning, about the structure of hair, or learning about, it's kind of like an art form when you learn to twist and crochet and do all these crazy things to your hair. You're not worried about, like, making out with a guy and then him like running his fingers over your hair and your hair is all fake and stuff. And he's like, "What's this?" And you're like, So are you ready for reparations? I know you're conservative though. I want to be honest. I will take a check, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm gonna be honest. Would you take a check? Hey, white people, if you got reparations, I want to know. Will you take a check? Don't act like you won't. Don't act like you're not going to take like free money. I just think, like I said, I don't think that it's not going to solve any of the problems. It's not like all the problems that we have in society, money's not going to solve them. I'm telling you that right now. Money's not going to solve the education system. Money's not going to solve the prison system. Money's not going to solve the what other issues we have? The legal immigration system, like problem. You know, illegal immigration. We need a wall. We need, I don't know. We need a better education system and a shift in teaching and paradigm for the school situation to get better. You know, there's all these issues that we're having. It's not going to be solved with just money. I said with money, but with just money. I think a lot of the problems can be solved really without a lot of money, but we love the books you had exposed. Oh, you did? Did you look up some of those books? They're really good. I should do another book one on. I have so many books I haven't read yet either. I was trying to give you guys most of the books that I had read. So, Covington student suing. Yes, I heard 250 million. I hope they win, and I hope they don't just sue the Washington Post. They need to sue other people too, and they also need to sue them for a public apology. That kid is lucky, dude. That kid's gonna be so rich. He's not gonna have to work for the rest of his life. Reparations for what, though? Jason Reed, reparations for slavery. That's what that's, I guess, But like I said, I think a lot of when they gave reparations to the Japanese people, I think Jewish people got reparations, and so did Native Americans. It opened up Pandora's box, because I think there also is a thing that people are a part where people are feeling left out, and they're not feeling, like justified in the sense that there are other cultures that got, or races that got reparations and they didn't. So yeah, every Southside play, everybody Southside, everybody getting reparations. Why can't we? It's not like a big thing, and I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to solve problems. But if it does happen, I'm not going to turn down the check. I'll tell you that right now. But then I want to know if white people, if you got reparations for indentured servitude or for slavery, would you turn the check down? Yeah, seriously, in Argentina, yeah. Look up. I don't know. I think I might have put it on the Facebook wall. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. You guys really like the vaccine stuff. All right. Well, I guess I will. Why do we have to compromise? They also said it would never be a black president, and look what happened. R. Kelly released from jail after child support was paid off. Oh, thank you, Reed. I was growing up in that city, but you cannot start high school without being up to date on vaccinations. Wow. Alabama? Do you know if they had exemptions? Let me see if I can find this while I'm talking and put it in the links. There's some states that have exemptions still. And show vaccine. And a lot of people don't know it. So look, here's a link for your state requirements, and they make it really easy. They have a little map, and they show you like the color, if you guys got that. So each, I wish I can share my screen with you, but each state has, East Coast just sucks. Each state has, they have like 3 little syringes on it, and it represents philosophical, medical, and religious, yellow, blue, and red. And then you can see what exemptions are available in your state. A lot of them have taken away this philosophical exemption, so you still have the religious and the medical. But I don't know what they're trying to do. They just had a hearing last week, which was it was abominable. They didn't have anybody from the anti-vax side. There were scientists, Robert Kennedy Jr., even though I don't agree with him with everything, Robert Kennedy Jr. has done extensive research with on mercury and aluminum and heavy metals. He has a lot of research, and he's an environmental lawyer. I think that's what type of lawyer he is, or one of the laws that he practices. And he's been doing it for years. And they wouldn't let him speak, but they let that little 18-year-old boy speak. And there were other people that were doctors and scientists that wanted to speak on the side. And they didn't let them in. There were hundreds of parents that showed up, and they basically locked them in the basement. Not lock them, they could leave, but they basically put them in the basement. And then they had policemen come out and with zip ties and stuff, saying that they thought that they were going to cause a disturbance. I mean, they're parents with their children. Like, why are they going to get all violent? It was insane. And they wouldn't let them up to testify. And there's video. I have that video. If you go on the Truth or Talk Facebook page, I have video of a father that walked up and down the hallway, and he was showing all the parents there. So I put the link in there if you guys want to see what state you are, your exemptions, and they should have how to go about getting them. Happy to find your channel. I'm full on anti-vaxxer, 100%. No vaccines. Too many children getting self-killed. Yeah. Depends on where I was in life. I was working and making good living. Amazing. Censoring. Amazon censoring anti-vax movies. Yep, they're doing that. You were able to watch Vaxxed for free, but now on Prime, but now you can't watch it for free. So they took that. I don't think they totally took it off, but they're trying to. They're not putting them at the top, even if they're like the most watched or the best sellers. So are they? Yeah, they're gonna get the money for reparations from taxpayers. That's true. So are they suing CNN and Washington Post? Just as far as I know, the Compton little boy is suing Washington Post. Would you just go through the history of every single person in the whole country, found it where they arrived? Many Black farmers have moved here after slavery. It would probably, so going back to the reparations question, I think it would just be the people who have had slave roots here, but not the people. I don't know. I don't know how they would find out. Then they'd have to get DNA tests. I'm kind of afraid of getting that done. Yeah, reparations should have still been paid to slaves while they're still alive. That's true. Because I mean, honestly, you guys, I'm not suffering like because of slavery. Like I'm not like curse the day, curse my black skin. Oh my God, there's some people that still live in that reality where they're just everything is racism. Racism is everywhere. It sucks, but if even Trump gives reparations to black people over, Trump will go down in history as the greatest president ever. Yeah, but I don't know how that's is he gonna pay for it? The Democrats should pay for it. It should come out of Nancy Pelosi's. Never took a handout, not going to start now. Is it a handout, really? Or is it just free money? I'm seeing it's free money. I don't know. Donate it back to a charity or something. Yeah, you can do that. Depends on what you do. We never still got our acres. 40 acres and a mule. I said I would take the money, but I wouldn't want them taking the money from other people. Yeah, I'm just not really now we got mortgages, we have land, we pay mortgages. I admit that I don't know. Yeah, so just go so like I said, I admit that I don't know if Alabama had exemptions. Just go and look in the link. I know they took away the philosophical, but they have the religious exemption. So vaccines are meant to get you into a pneumocycle. A pneumocycle is a witchcraft term. Really? I'm going to look that up. I got my handy notebook because you guys teach me so many things. So pneumocycle. What is a pneumocycle? Most states have exemptions. And by the way, even if they're like, oh, well, you still have your medical exemptions, it's really hard to get it's really hard to still get a medical exemption. So my best friend's son was vaccine injured. He's obviously autistic. she tried to get a medical exemptions, and they just conveniently lost his records. And other people that I know have had vaccine injured children, they want exemptions for the other children. It's still hard to get. So they're trying to make it so everybody has to get vaccinated. It's a culling. I mean, I know this might sound crazy and dramatic. I think it's a culling. You would shine more light on the secret vaccine set up by under Reagan. Yeah. You should shine more light on the secret vaccine injury court set up by Reagan. Yeah, I know. I've talked about that a little bit. I don't know. I know. Everyone is victims, so we just to learn nonviolent communication. Help your. I like this. Very true. Everyone has been victimized in one way or another, so we can just have to learn nonviolent communication and healthier, happier lifestyles. Very true. Thank you, Aquatic Tuber. Love you too. Read my super chat, or it's out on sub. I don't know. Did you super? Is it up there? Oh, you gotta make me go back. What? You got the flu shot in Japan? Jeez. You were coughing up blood? Oh, that's awful. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, people that have bad vaccine reactions, and then there are people that are like, nothing that we say can convince the anti-vaxxers. And I'm just like, so people got injured or died or had their children deformed and rubbing shit on their face and died from a vaccine, and you're going to be like, here, read this paper? Are you serious? That's why you won't ever convince them, because that's your answer. Read this paper. Oh, the science is settled. Like, this paper says, like, no, but I saw the best. It was the bomb. It was like MMA, but between moms, like, with their words and their brains. I put it on the Facebook wall, and it's two moms. I think it has one of those like headings, and it's in black, and I think there's like some pink writing or something. And it's only like a 3 to 5 minute video. You should check it out. But this mom wrote a book and about autism, and I think like only like a few pages. It's like a 300-page book, and only like 10 pages talked about vaccines or something like that. And the other lady's questioning this lady and asking her, she's like, I wrote a 300-page book. You're railing on me about vaccines. And then the lady keeps asking her questions, and the mom just keeps shooting her down with facts. Just like, boom, boom. She answered this. It was like that, but bam, bam. And then at the end, she was like, what kind of scientific paper, what piece of legislation can I show you that would make you change your minds about vaccines and that they're not bad? And the mom's like, well, you know what? I'm going to go with my own experience and what I saw with my own eyes, because when I took my son in before his vaccinations at 5:00, he was fine. And then after the vaccines, he wasn't. It was the best. That lady made that lady look stupid. So, and that's why, and this is just like the shadiest shit I've ever seen. When what happened to my friend, when her child got injured, and she started sending me a lot of research. And then, well, first of all, this is how I found out about the vaccine injury court, because I was like, you should sue the court. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna look into it. You should sue the pharmaceutical industry. She does some research. She's like, I can't sue the vaccine. I can't sue. And I was like, what do you mean you can't sue? I was like, you don't have like a lawyer. You can't afford a lawyer. Like what? Like I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that she couldn't sue the pharmaceutical industry until I had to go and like research myself and be like, oh no, you really can't sue. Like how can this happen? So when we start going off forums and, I start reading up on stuff too, and she would send me things. And she's a writer as well, and she's a damn good writer, and she wrote articles. It was really cathartic for her to get a lot of her feelings about, she does a really good balance of really good research and also emotional. And I don't think she's always anecdotal and makes people feel sorry for her, but she really has an insight. She knows how to communicate her feelings and what's happening very well, but also balance that out with research and humor, because she's funny as well. And people would just come at her, call her a whore, like attack her family, call her a fucking bitch. And I'm like looking at my best friend that's like devastated about what's happened to her child. Not only her child, her family. Okay. You think about vaccine injury, you know, especially if it's, well, I guess everybody, because even the person that said their grandfather was died from the flu vaccine. It like his aunt, your aunt Rujar, that talked him into it, probably feels bad, thought she was doing a good thing. Most of these parents that have vaccinated their children and their children are destroyed for life, they will never ever like get over that guilt. I've known people that have made suicide pacts. There's a lady that, there was a story in the news a few years ago where this lady felt guilty and her son got older and she wasn't able to cure him and she stabbed him to death. And he saw it coming. Like he was awake. She stabbed him to death because she felt bad that she had created a monster, in her own words. The divorce rate is amazingly high. The other children get neglected and they feel bad. A lot of, they feel alienated. A lot of parents get hooked on legal drugs because they're so devastated. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. The discrimination, you think Black people are discriminated against? Try being a special needs person or a family with special needs. People are so mean. You would think that people are nice. Some are nice, but there are also people that are, say just like the worst shit to people with special needs. And they think that just because you're mentally handicapped or you're autistic that you can't hear it, you can't feel stuff, but you feel it, So, I mean, it's just the financial strain. I mean, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, even the people that are mean and just, say horrible stuff. I wouldn't even wish it on those people because I think, I blame more of the media and the pharmaceutical industry because they manipulate and twist information. And these people are just acting out of fear. Now, some of these people I do hate. I'm like, oh, I hate them. They're so evil. But at the same time, they're brainwashed to think that, we're causing them harm when we're not, Hit that thumbs up for this. Oh, thank you. I watch Rhonda Mary. Rhonda has a good content. She should have stabbed herself, not the child. Well, I mean, I think she tried to kill herself. I know parents have done that. They've killed themselves and the child. I don't know. What do you mean this is tinfoil hat heaven art? Are you a troll? Did you come to troll me? Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing too with a lot of these parents is like that guy that I put in the last vaccine video not the comedic one, but the serious one that the guy's crying, this hardcore thuggy guy that's crying and feels guilty about what happened to his son is they don't feel like when they die, nobody's going to take care of them. I think it was Andrew Wakefield's book. It was some book I was reading. It was Callous Disregard or something, where one of the moms is like, when I know I'm about to die, I'm just going to take my son and jump off a cliff with him because nobody's going to take care of him the way I take care of him, People want to say, oh, measles and stuff, but these like vaccine injury stories are the worst shit ever. Like I have to do music. I have to do something a lot of times after I'm reading this or going through this stuff. It's just like the worst. I've seen parents and two, what happens in a lot of these social media groups is a lot of parents that have vaccine injured children, they're going to seek advice from other parents or other people, and they'll have these trolls, like pharmaceutical trolls or whatever, to come in and like pretend like they're other parents, and then they'll hide in the groups, and then they'll go and harass the parents, which is awful. Or I've actually been screenshotting now and collecting a lot of the trolls and stuff, and I'm thinking about making a video about that. But this one lady was like, "Oh, my newborn baby got vaccines on the first day, like got Hep B and died of SIDS." And some motherfucker wrote, "Oh, I guess the funeral is going to be a blast." Like, these people are fucking demons from hell. They're like the worst people ever. So they'll go and make fun of people and their dead children and harass them. And I've seen a couple articles now. They're trying to make the people that are anti-vax out to be terrorists. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and pull a false flag and be like, "Oh, it's the anti-vaxxers. They're evil." But now I've been collecting all the pro-vax stuff. If you guys don't know, there's the pharmaceutical industry also pays blogs to write hit pieces on people. To write hit pieces on people, and let me see. Report. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna just block this motherfucker. I ain't got time for your fucking trolls. Yeah, I love it how people that are fucking pro-vax, all they have is insults. This is why they have to censor us, because I constantly post, lots of information. And I constantly post lots of information, and they're just people that want to come and be like assholes, So anyway, what am I trying to say? Oh, I blocked that troll, and I lost my train of thought. But there was the pharmaceutical industry hires a lot of blogs. Either they'll hire mommies to write. Sometimes they're real mommies, and sometimes they're not. And they'll hire, they'll have their own people write blogs that are scientists and doctors themselves. And anytime there's a doctor or scientist that it's even a tad bit critical of vaccines, not even saying that they're anti-vaxxer, but they'll have a hit piece just ready to go for them. So it's a propaganda machine. And it was like Science-Based Medicine, the guy Orac, the jerk that runs Science-Based Medicine. He was actually caught telling people to make up stories, not tell true stories like most people do. This is a true story of my son or daughter or somebody I love getting vaccine injured, but make up stories. Because honestly, yeah, we have science behind us too, but they know what really gets people is anecdotal stories. So now they're making up anecdotal stories, right? But they're making them up. So that's the thing you have to think about, is they're making them up. They're not really happening, where they have to make up fake stories to combat our true stories. How twisted is that? Plus, with all of the propaganda they tried the AstroTurf stuff that I mentioned. They've tried TED Talks. They're writing, anti-vax storylines into TV programs and nighttime soap operas. They always make the anti-vaxxers look hippies and stupid, and they're just and cartoons. They've done it with like the Magic School Bus. They did it on House. They were doing it on Law and Order and all these other shows. And they, everything they're trying, they're throwing millions and probably billions of dollars at trying to get people to believe in vaccines, and it's not working. Nothing is working, which is good. This is why I say, oh, we're winning. We are winning. We're winning in fairness. We're winning. But they're trying to play dirty and spread fear and create fake outbreaks. And, all of these Senate hearings are rigged. They're not letting anybody from the anti-vax side speak. They've already made up their minds, So I think, and now Vax 2 is coming out. So we're going to see how they're going to try and, thwart that. They're trying to delete natural health pages, which even sucks really bad. There was another doctor named Jeff Bradstreet. You guys should look into that. And for the record, I think people die. I think stuff happens. I think people do kill themselves But if you look into the story, I really think this guy was murdered. His family even thinks that he was murdered. They didn't buy the whole story of him killing himself. And they actually hired a private investigator to investigate it. The private investigator found that he was murdered. But what happened was he was actually a doctor whose son, he believed in vaccines. That's why I don't think all doctors are bad. They're just as brainwashed. They're lied to too. Their son, he vaccinated his son, and his son became autistic, severely autistic. He was rubbing feces on the wall and everything. And he actually, I don't know exactly what type of therapy he was using, but whatever he was using, he actually had success, and he was able to get his son pretty not completely healed, but to the point where he can talk and he wasn't smearing feces on the wall. And his son had just graduated from high school, and he was 21 because he was still slow, right? But he graduated from high school and he was so proud. And he was starting to share his research with other people, because all these parents want help for their children. They want help for their children, and they want to warn other people so it doesn't happen to them. That's all they want. That's all they want. No money, no fame. No, they don't want diseases to come back. Like, that's what they want, honestly. So he started, sharing his research with other people because he's had success with his son. FBI or some government agency raids his home, destroys all of his research. And then a couple of days later, he was found dead by a stream with the shot in the heart. And they said it was a suicide. So who stands by a river and shoots himself in the head? If you're going to kill yourself with a gun, you're going to shoot yourself in the head. As a doctor, you would know that it's extremely painful to shoot yourself in the heart and die that way. Why would you do that? He was murdered, okay? He was murdered. His research was gone. He was murdered. And this is somebody that was having tremendous success in trying to kill people. Trying to heal people, not kill people, heal people with autism. Now, you also have to think about, I know a lot of people that are autistic. I was a teacher. I work with a lot of autistic kids. They have, not only are they autistic, they also have a lot of autoimmune disorders, which also requires a lot of medication. A lot of them have asthma and allergies and eczema and gastrointestinal issues, all this stuff that they need medication for, even high-functioning autistic people, okay? So it's a cash cow for the pharmaceutical industry. You make these people autistic, and then you get them hooked on medicines for life. And we interviewed, if you look this lady up, she's amazing. Her name is Gwen Olsen, Gwenolsen, blonde lady, little bob, she's cute, little adorable. And she was one of the first whistleblowers before Brandy Vaughn. That's one of the more prominent ones now, but she was before Brandy Vaughn. Brandy Vaughn's cool too. You should look her up. And she was saying that she would go into business meetings, and the pharmaceutical industry their mission statement is they want to have everybody on the planet on at least 2 medications by the end of the century. They're pretty close to it. Now, if you're in the business of healing people, why would you want that? Why would you want people on medications? Chronically ill, right? So chronically ill people make more money because you keep them just alive just enough to function, but they still have to have medication to function, right? I have asthma. I'm trying to get off my inhaler. I'm getting close. I still need it to function, right? You're diabetic. That's autoimmune disease. You need insulin. You need steroid creams for your eczema. Oh, but if you wean off of your steroid creams, then you have reactions from the steroids. It's crazy. You get on SSRI drugs, you become addicted to them to the point where you can't quit them cold turkey, or you'll have seizures. But then you take them long enough, you'll have seizures. And then depression is a side effect of the antidepressants. It's just insane. So I hope you guys understood my rant, but that's where it's going. And the whole vaccine thing, I think is an issue for me, because if this happens where it's mandated and people have to end it, we're definitely going to be slaves. Because also people that are sick, they can't think clearly, they can't process a lot of the information. We joke about all these crazy ass SJWs and stuff. I'm sure a lot of them are on medication, antidepressants and stuff that makes you crazy, right? That you can't reason with people. You would think that they can reason, add into that all of the computers, the computer time they have, the alpha waves from the TV, the manipulation by the media, the whole like brainwashing in schools where you can't, where people are addicted to, having authority tell them how to think and what to think. They can't think outside of the box. It's all of this. It's a big old cocktail, So, yeah, you guys should check out Greg Horns' parents' testimonials at the Vax TV channel on YouTube. Those are great, man. You better get a box of Kleenex, though. I'm telling you. And the little boy that I used in the serious video that I did, that was he had the breathing tube. He died last year. I cried. I didn't even know him. I cried. Everybody knew his name is Colton Barrett, and he was only like 16, I think. He died. So I mean, healthy before he got the Gardasil vaccine. I have a Down syndrome condition. She is 55. They told me I'll institutionalize her back in the day. I was like, I'm taking my daughter home with me. She went to the same high school I did. Yeah. How can you do that too? A lot of these parents have to be faced with the fact they might have to institutionalize their kids. I mean, it's the worst thing. It's like nightmare. It's a nightmare. I read somewhere that Down syndrome was one of the first recorded vaccine injuries. Now, I don't know. I don't have a lot of evidence to back that up. I know I read it somewhere. I don't know where. But, there's also, vaccines aren't tested. You can see on the insert, it's not tested for your ability to impair fertility. So if you're vaccinated, while you're pregnant, while the baby's developing, it could, mutagenesis, which is, there's a cellular molecular biologist who's doing research on that, and she discovered that the fetal and animal cells that they use to grow the viruses on integrate into our DNA. So who knows? Yeah, you're vaccinated, Tony, but you probably didn't get a lot of vaccines like now. It's just insane, And and there are other factors too, like did the mom breastfeed? Were they on formula? Were there other complications during pregnancy? Were they sensitive to the sonogram? I mean, there's so many other factors, right? I have a friend that didn't vaccinate her child, and her child became autistic through anesthesia. So she has twins. She's actually an interesting case. So she has a boy and a girl. Her daughter is like this amazing artist. I actually bought one of her paintings, her drawings. And she's only like I think she's probably 15 now, but I think she did it when she was like 13. I bought one of this drawing. She's amazing. Anyway, so she's a boy and a girl. She didn't vaccinate. She vaccinated them very limitedly, but limitedly or spaced them out. She didn't. He wasn't autistic. He had that surgery. He became autistic. And so when people say their child has autism and wasn't vaccinated, I believe them. But because I think there's more than one way to become autistic. And I think it definitely is like some kind of brain industry as a result to maybe chemical poisoning, whether it's from other chemicals or an accident. You can hit your head and have a brain injury. But mostly, from my experience, from what I've seen, it is vaccines, because you're injecting lots of toxins into your body, into a baby's body, nevertheless, where they're young and they're still developing. So gay people would hide out amongst congregate to get to know people. How's the job will go? Let me see. They like to wait a few generations to apologize. Yup. Did you guys ever see the? I know I got people that are like, I hate AJ. He's controlled opposition. He's a show. He's designed a show. But the Joe Rogan, Alex Jones interview, he said something I didn't know. It was shocked me, and I was like, I'm cataloging this from research. But he was saying that the Clintons apologized for injecting people in South American countries with syphilis, which I knew about the Tuskegee incident, but I didn't know that they went outside other countries too. If vaccinations work, then those that are not would. Yeah, I know, right? But that's the lie. Raymond Williams says if vaccinations work, then those that are not vaccinated would pose no threat to those that are vaccinated. Very true. But what am I trying to say? But that's the lie, the herd immunity lie. I wish people would push more on that, because that's the thing that's getting people to really fight with each other, is the whole herd immunity myth, and how they're trying to use a concept that was used for natural immunity, apply it to vaccine-induced immunity. It's not even impossible, and it's so easily provable. Yeah, David Gorski, fuck that motherfucker. I hate him so much. That's no ORAC. There was a report from a lady who I once heard on YouTube claimed she had been vaccinated with some electric tracker, some shot in her body, and she was being followed. So she figured that's possible. They do have those. I don't know. When do you catch something? They tell you the vaccine wore off. So what's the fucking point? Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what we know. You know, when they had the measles, when the measles vaccine was licensed, they thought it was going to be one shot. And then I think this was like in the 60s. And I think around the 80s, they found out that the titers waned and it doesn't, to protect you by their standards. And that's when they started booster shots. But that had been like 2 decades where people were walking around unprotected and no outbreaks happened. Everybody was safe. And now what's even more messed up is they found out that people have to keep increasing the amount of booster shots, because now they know the vaccine. Scientific literature knows they're not putting this out mainstream, but they know that the titers wane and actually messes up our immune system. So because you have to keep getting vaccinated, whereas if you had it naturally, and if you had sufficient amount of vitamin A, which is why people die, because measles depletes your body of vitamin A. When you hear people dying and stuff, especially in the third world, they're usually malnourished and they don't have vitamin A. And if measles depletes your body of vitamin A, so you die or go blind or have other complications. I think they're microchipping through vaccines for mind control. I'm open. I'm open. I'm going to put it past these motherfuckers. They're so evil. I can only prove, though, Tara, that that the ingredients are causing us to be ill, and that's causing us to have all kinds of autoimmune issues. That's only, and they're sick and they could pick anything in those vaccines. DM. Oh, by the way, Corvelva is this Italian research group in Italy, and because right now all the ingredients in the vaccines that we know about is what the manufacturer lists that they put in the vaccines, right? What they list. So even the stuff that we know about is bad, okay? So Corvelva they're doing a thing where they're gonna test all the vaccines. They only tested one so far, which is supposed to have 6 viruses in one. It's called the type of vaccine is called a hexavalent vaccine. It's supposed to have 6, like, I don't know, measles, mumps, rubella, tetanus, diphtheria, whatever the vaccine. I don't know exactly the names of but just to give you an example, right? I just named about 5, 6, I don't know, they're supposed to be in the vaccines. Tested the vaccines. They found none of the viruses in the vaccines, a bunch of chemicals, and some unidentifiable proteins, meaning Like they're like, what the fuck is this? We don't even know. Like this protein doesn't even register on our like in our system. We don't even know what this is that's in this vaccine. So basically, they're just injecting people with poison because they're not even the antigen, which is supposed to cause the immune response. None of the antigens were in the vaccine, none of the viruses, and then they have the poisons. They have the regular poisons like the chemical, like the aluminum, polysorbate, the whatever, and then there's these proteins like nobody knows like what they are. And that's just one that they tested outside of the pharmaceutical industry. So yes, they could be putting anything in those vaccines. So I went on that tangent because I saw everything. Everything is rigged. A lot of stuff is rigged. I'm trying not to lose my faith in voting just because I kind of had that before. I had that before this last election. I didn't vote. You gotta find that healthy medium by not thinking everything is rigged. You really gotta do critical thinking, and I think most stuff we're lied to about, but at the same time, you don't want to get so cynical that you maybe one time somebody or something is telling the truth and you miss some information because you don't believe it, you know? Yeah, Bucky Ball. Why you guys using me like tongue twisting? Bucky Ball. Wasn't he working on GCMAF or some other big promising treatment? I think you're talking about Jeffrey Bradstreet. Yeah, I think that was the name of it. What? They're gonna start starving the mentally ill in institutions? Wow, that's some fucking communist shit. Yeah. Yeah, so many suicides and murders, yeah. So many suicides and murders. Do you guys know who Mike Adams is, the health ranger? I love him. I would love to work with him or work for him. There's a lot of people that I'm like, I really want to work with outside of, that kind of, but I think he's amazing. And he said, this is why I brought him up though, because he's a scientist. He has his own lab and everything. And you're not allowed to work at his lab unless you have sufficient knowledge of firearm usage. Like, that's the best shit ever. Because he knows, especially the stuff that he's doing, that they're going to come after him. They probably have. He knows how to shoot. He knows he's packing, and his sciences are packing too. So I'm like, yeah, that's smart. And the thing that is interesting, oddly enough, is a lot of science people, they're nerds, right? So I mean, I know there are exceptions, okay, but the psychological profile of somebody that's in science, that's in medicine, they're really nerdy, right? They get through their life not by their bronze, by their brain, but by their brain. So, they're either, they're used to, being studious, and they have, they retain a lot of information, regurgitate a lot of information that they remember, but they're not, a lot of people aren't really critical thinkers. They're just kind of like robots, and they're not really fighters. So if a scientist does happen to stumble upon something that, the establishment doesn't want them to stumble upon, they're kind of easy to off because they're not fighters. They're like, oh, I'm scared of guns. So they never physically fought. They don't have that, they don't have that, what am I trying to say? They don't have that fire in them to fight back. So that's what I'm talking about. I think if you're a scientist, I would too. If I had a lab, I would be like, you guys need to like some martial arts. You need to know jujitsu, and you need guns, and you need to not be afraid to use them. Seriously. So he's awesome for doing that. I know, right? Somebody actually murdered. Yeah, lots of people shoot themselves 2 times in the head, but it's a suicide. Sure it is. Yeah, Bonnie Elling. Yeah, it's so true because it's so funny. I think one of the people on the Clinton body count, I remember reading one of those stories, and this lady like shot herself from a distance 2 times in the back of the head, but it was a suicide. Okay. Oh no, I know, Mystic Melody, the Magic School Bus. I love the Magic School Bus because as a teacher, when you're teaching kids and shit, you kind of like some of the stuff you have to watch or read. You get attached to it. I was heartbroken when I saw that the Magic School Bus made fun of anti-vaxxers. I was really butthurt and sad. I was, and I was like, "Fuck the Magic School, fuck that bitch, Miss Drizzle." I was so mad. But yeah, and it was the same stereotypes. They just had like this. They just made the anti-vaxxers all stupid, like the hippie paranoid guy, the hippie mom. Like it wasn't anything new. But I was just like, I couldn't believe they went there. I was so mad. Only thing that I saw that made fun of anti-vaxxers I thought was really funny, and I can forgive them for, was Family Guy. That shit had me rolling. I was like, this is wrong, but because I felt like they did it in a way where they made fun of the ridiculousness of it, and I didn't really feel like they attacked people that were anti-vax personally. And I think that Family Guy, South Park, I heard the Simpsons have went off. The Simpsons, they're usually really brilliant about doing stuff like that. But if you saw the Family Guy anti-vax episode, it was like Lois and Peter became anti-vaxxers, and then Stewie was like running around scared that he was gonna get like the measles or some shit. It was fun. The way they did it was funny. So I didn't get offended. I can laugh at myself to a certain degree, but I think a lot of these people that make these storylines and they do it in a very vindictive, way that spreads a lot of misinformation. So hello, Victor. So I think that's the thing that really makes me upset. And as a student, as a teacher, I also see a lot of it in the lessons I have to teach, and I mean the propaganda machine is so strong, but they're still losing, but it's so rapid and deep. And if you guys don't know what the TOEFL is, I don't know if you guys know what the TOEFL test is, but when a person comes here from a different country, they have to take the TOEFL, which is an English proficiency test. So if you score high on that, that means you can go to college here, you can get a job here. It's basically a test to measure how well your English skills are. And I'm looking through my TOEFL book where I'm having to teach children, teach people, teach adults. And there's they have to read an essay and then answer the questions A, B, and C in some of the exercises. And there's a whole thing on people who think that vaccines cause their kids autism and how it's been debunked and how it's stupid and how they're crazy. And I was just reading the book it's crazy. Anyway, I lost the chat. I'm trying to keep up. Okay, Magic School Bus. No, I mean, buckyball antidepressants can be good, maybe for a short amount of time, but the Western model of medicine is that they go after the symptoms and not the root cause, and then if you stay on them, you're fucked. You're fucked. After a while, and I'm not judging. I hope when I talk about this stuff, I'm not morally judging people that are on these things, but they're bad. If you're on them, you should find a way. You should do research into a way to get off. And there is a way to get off. You can't quit them cold turkey. So I had a friend that he was on antidepressants, and I think I forgot what happened. He went to jail. He's a good guy, but he went to jail. He went to jail for a few days. He didn't have his antidepressants, and he had seizures and stuff. Crazy. I know, yeah. The missing Millie, the Jeff, yeah, it's sad. At DM blocking won't sub anything. What's a vile trot? A trot? Okay. DM. Let me see. Oh, dude, you're getting blocked, dude. You're a fucking dick. Hold on. I think I'm putting people in timeout, but wait, how do I fucking unwanted harassment? I don't know, guys. Should I block this also for unwanted commercial content or spam? Pornography or sexually explicit material, hate speech or graphic violence, or harassment or bullying? What do you guys think? Hate speech, graphic violence, harassment, or bullying? Let me see. I'm going to say harassment or bullying. How do I do this? Darn it. All right, let's see if that did it. I don't know. Bam. I think so. If not, then I'll try something else. They think you're a hypochondriac? Well, my brother thinks I'm a hypochondriac. I'm pretty sure he hasn't said that, but the way some of his comments, I'm like, But the thing about hypochondriacs is they have and people that aren't. This is how you distinguish. I have blood tests. I have physical tests to show what my sickness is. I have medical records. Okay, so I'm not making it up. But I think hypochondriacs usually they get attention, and I'm always trying to help myself. I'm always trying to do stuff to help myself get better, as opposed to people who get off of being sick. They never want to try anything to help themselves get better, right? They're just like, oh, I'm sick. And you're like, oh, why don't you take pain medication? Or they're like, no. Like, why don't you try this? No. Like, they don't want to, they don't want to get better. They're not trying to get better. And a lot of them really don't have any, scientific data to show that they're sick. So, and they usually get sick at the time they're trying to get out of something. But I have to say hi to Fiddly Diddly. Hey, can you please say hi to Fiddly Diddly? Hi, Fiddly Diddly. Is this like a joke where you're trying to get me to say like a prank call? Fiddly Diddly. That's funny. The institutional settings became a thing of the past. The state long run to be liable. Wow. Went to the doctors and nurses. Yeah, they push the flu shot on people. That doesn't work. By the way, for the stuff that they're trying to mandate, they're trying to mandate the flu shot. That's some bullshit. That isn't even like they always get the strain wrong. Okay, I'm gonna have to start wrapping this up because I gotta go. Oh, she got the flu vaccine when she was pregnant. Oh my God. Jay Greenspan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Sorry, I know your brother got the flu from your girlfriend, but I'm just thinking, they used to say, which is true, that it shouldn't be given to pregnant women. And the insert states that it hasn't been tested to impair fertility. And I post something on my wall, on the Facebook wall, where the owner of Vax Truth, there's a VAX Truth and a VAC Truth. This one is the owner of VAX Truth. She is a scientist, and she anyway, she's the owner of that, and somebody sent her records that worked at insurance agency, a medical insurance agency. And what the person that worked at the medical insurance agency noticed is that women started miscarrying right after they got the flu vaccine. So she blacked out their names so you can see. She did a video showing this, but they blacked out the name so you can't see the name. But you can see the information where the person got a flu shot and then a few days later, or hours later, they miscarried. Record after record after record after record. So I hope that your girlfriend, your brother's girlfriend's okay. But if she got the flu, I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, of course. There could be complications of pregnancy. I hope there isn't, but these people don't care. They can't be sued. What should they care? Doctors make $400 per patient, per fully vaccinated patient, that gets all their vaccines on time. Why should they care? It's not their kid. Now, I don't think a lot of doctors do this on purpose. Like, they're not like counting the money, but I think because they're making money, they're not allowed to go there and think about what they're doing, so. But everyone who gets a vaccine gets sick. No, like I said, there are a lot of factors, but there's definitely way more autoimmune diseases, that took place after vaccination. I wasn't born with asthma. And I was talking to my mom when I started doing research years ago. And I was like, yeah, I ran across some information that some people were saying that they got asthma after they got the vaccine. I was like, well, that's weird because I was born with it. And then my mom was like, no, you weren't. I was like, what? And I got my immunization records, and I was diagnosed after I got my vaccines. And from what I understand, the type of DTaP or the vaccines that they had, actually, one of the side effects was asthma. Before they put the vaccine injury in court in place, if I had known that, I probably could have sued and gotten money. The pharmaceutical industry directly. I almost died a couple of times from asthma. Like, don't underestimate asthma. That shit's awful. 12 million people have asthma, and a few thousand people, I would say, die every year from asthma, more than die of all the diseases that we're supposed to be vaccinated for. But then they die of asthma, All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm trying to make it to the end of this. Vaccines have been known to affect critical thinking skills. I mean, if you can argue that if it messes with your brain, then yeah, anything synthetic is hard on the liver. There you go. Even lotion, anything you put in your skin, everything has to be processed through the liver. So broccoli is amazing for your liver. Yeah, I love broccoli. I forgot. I don't really drink that much. Raw, though, not cooked. Damn it. I like cooked broccoli. Yeah, spirulina. I drink spirulina. Sorry, guys. I'm skipping some of these because I'm going to get. Thank you, James. Vaccines purposes during your health and your mind. I think so. Some people wouldn't even argue your spirit. You people don't have a basic education, but you want to tell me about vaccines? Yeah. You people don't have a basic education, but you want to tell me about vaccines? Well, don't listen to us, right? What do we know? Go ahead, go get all your vaccines. Go get them all. Get all 69 of them. Shoot them up. Knock yourself out. I don't give a fuck, okay? This is like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, listen to your doctor. They know everything. Even though I get my information from other doctors and scientists, but I guess you have to see like the information come out of a doctor's mouth. But whatever. And just so you know, Jonah, anti-vaxxers are actually highly educated. It's highly educated people that don't vaccinate. The poor are usually undereducated or under-vaccinated. The people that do not educate at all are highly educated. And a lot of people that I actually listen to for my information are doctors and scientists. But I mean, I'm sure you watch TV. I'm sure you watch The Magic School Bus and you think that's the case. Or that's not the case. And what else was I going to say? Oh, some of the lowest vaccination rates have been recorded in Silicon Valley. So there you go. There's an article that you can look up called sickeningly, I can't even say it. I'm getting tired. Low rates in Silicon Valley, vaccination rates in Silicon Valley. So, yeah, I know a lot of people are lazy. A lot of people are lazy that are just want to come up and laugh. And it's been great too. I think that's another thing. I'm gonna say this for a minute. I'm gonna try and bounce. But which has been helping the anti-vaccine movement win to the point where they have to put us on the global health list. If people were so sound in the science, then why can't they win with all this propaganda? Why aren't people listening to the doctors and the science and people that are saying that, vaccines are safe and effective? So, we're fighting against people's egos because there are people that will rather die than believe that, doctors and authority figures are wrong. Because, people want to, act like they're not religious, but like science has become a religion. I call it scientism, not science, and scientins, not scientists, right? So all of these people, all of these people that want to come and laugh and troll, but that's all they have, and which is good. Oh, I was going to say, which is when a lot of these trolls come, and there are always people, you guys even remember this when you are on social media, there's always somebody else watching. There are always people that aren't participating in your thread that are reading the thread. And a lot of times it appears that I'm arguing with these trolls for the trolls, but I'm really arguing for the people that are listening, because usually what will happen is the troll will come on and they'll see the troll call people names, and they'll be like, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you wear a tinfoil hat. Oh, vaccines don't cause autism. That's just stupid. 157 studies showing the link between vaccines and autism. Bam. Herd immunity studies. Bam. Book studies. Bam. Here's a lecture from a doctor. Bam. I just like load and do information bombs and like load that thread up. And the people that are on the fence go and they look at those studies and then look at what I have to say, and then look at the troll, and they think that they're the ones that are insane, and then they end up, they're not going to say anything, but they're listening, they're watching. So, a lot of times when they're not being too violent and stuff, trolls make us look good. So, I think I blocked a couple people. They're just coming in and calling people's names, but I really don't block a lot of people. I have had to go and block a lot of people if I've gotten like slammed. I've done a video and they'll send trolls to certain channels too, and just like kind of disturb the. I've done that, but there's still trolls that come up on here, aren't really Yeah, TC, don't treat like some of the ingredients, they aren't good. Yeah, you guys can go, you can go and look up John Hopkins. Go John Hopkins vaccine inserts. They have all the list. They have all the vaccines from all the manufacturers, all the lists. You can look up there, or you can look at. You can also Google search excipient list. EXCIPIENT. EXCIPIENT. Excipient list vaccines. And I should have, it's vaccine exhibit EXCIPIENT. Vaccine exhibit list or John, I'll put John Hopkins vaccine. And they usually, I like the John Hopkins ones because they'll have like the vaccine, the name of the vaccine, the manufacturer, and who makes what vaccine. So they have like maybe Merck, Centos, GlaxoSmithKline, right? They'll each have their own. They each have a patent for a type of flu shot. So maybe it varies. Maybe like Merck will use aborted fetal tissues to grow the cell mediums on. GlaxoSmithKline might use caterpillar eggs or something like that. So it's like a recipe list, and the recipes are different. Like there's two ways. Like two different people can make chocolate cake, right? So maybe Merck's chocolate cake is a little bit different than the GlaxoSmithKline's chocolate cake, but there's still a chocolate cake. So, so anyway, if that makes sense. So guys, look that up. All right, I want to read the rest. I'm just like, yeah, I gotta go. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for the support, the comedy. Thanks for watching. Oh my God, thanks for all the likes. I got a lot of likes. Hi, Angela. Sorry, I gotta go. But all right, guys. Peace, peace, love. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Mwah.